In the digital age, promoting one's business or product online seems to be a necessity. But our guest today is defying this. Her products do not have a Facebook nor Instagram accounts, and yet they thrive. How do they do it? Let's welcome to the program Richelle Lou Mahinay. She's the owner of Soy Joy Food Products. Good morning, Richelle. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning, Robert.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Richelle, now, in the beginning, your parents first built this tofu business in the early 90s, but eventually, you mentioned they shut it down in 2010 and calling it too much of a headache of a business. But then, what made you go back and restart this and kind of walk away from what you're doing in the corporate world?
Okay, halfway through my legal practice, I realized that I've already gotten all I can out of it already. So I was thinking, what's next for me? As with everyone else during the pandemic, we all had too much time on our hands. So finally, I had the chance to sit down, finally take a closer look at our family business. So during the time, we were already outsourcing our requirements from other suppliers. Sabi ko, bakit hindi na lang sa akin mapunta yung benta? Tsaka sayang yung experience and knowledge na nag-gain ng parents ko over the years. So sabi ko, ako na lang. Hence, the birth of Soy Joy.
But the business was going on for a long time when your parents were doing it. But you mentioned they just wanted to close it down because it was such a headache. Why?
Yeah, it was. There was far too much moving parts, also labor issues. During that time, naghihigpit na tayo sa permits and requirements and all of that. Pati sa zoning requirements. So, ang dami ng reklamo ng natatanggap ng parents ko. And my parents felt that it was too much already. It would be easier for us to just outsource our requirements.
So, when they were thinking of shutting it down 2010, sa kanila headache, hindi ba nila isip na, let's transfer it na lang to our kids?
Unfortunately, we were actively discouraged
really?
from continuing it. Yeah, unfortunately. Kaya ayaw talaga nila eh. So, gusto nila magtuloy kami sa corporate world, full-time employment and such, para talagang off kami ng weekends. Pati holidays, sana wala kaming trabaho if we went into corporate route.
But how did that conversation go with your parents when you decided in 2020 you wanted to restart it again after such a long time? Ano ba yung conversation? Discouraging pa rin o may support na naman?
My mother was still actively discouraging me. Ayaw pa rin talaga niya. Sabi niya, it was too much. Hindi siya worth it. But my father was 100% full support with me. I think ganun yung dynamic namin growing up. I was the only daughter. I'm the only youngest. I'm the youngest also. So the tendency is my parents were stricter with me than with my brothers. So every time na mag-no yung mother ko, I'll go to my father kasi for sure yes yon. So sabi ko, this time around, same route. Pag nag-no si mother, yes si father. So that was more than enough for me to push through with it.
But what was going through your mind during that time? Matagal na talagang dinidiscourage kayo. You're doing well as a corporate lawyer. And now, we all know being an entrepreneur, restarting something that your parents said was a headache. Ikaw ba, did you think it would be a headache also?
Not initially. So I guess it was a wake-up call when I was actually doing it already. Doon ko na-realize na, oo nga, tama si mother. But I was already too thick in the game. I had already too much at stake. Sabi ko, I might as well push through with it.
How much did you have to reinvest? Were you able to use yung mga old machines nila or did you have to start from scratch talaga?
Oh no, we had to start from zero. As in, completely different processes, completely different facilities, equipment, even staff. Ibang-iba.
Now, you invested millions to restart Soy Joy. Now, faced minor accidents in your first warehouse, your first facility, and even went through some of costly facility changes. Now, what was your toughest moment when you were starting? And how did you create that momentum and that courage not to quit?
During the first few months namin, we were experimenting a lot. Like I said, we were using new equipment, new facilities, even new staff. it gotten so bad that it got to a point that we were about to lose long-term clients of my parents. So the burden was heavy on me kasi I was supposed to fix two issues, internal processes, also winning back our old and long-term clients. So I turned to a friend. What I did was I turned to a friend kasi it was a moment of self-doubt. It was a blow to my self-esteem for that to happen. So ang sabi niya sa akin was, hindi ko alam kung binobola lang niya ako. Pero ang sabi niya sa akin, actually, pag sa negosyo, basta nabuo mo na yung system mo, you have the right people in place, tatakbo yan kahit wala ka. Madugo sa umpisa, you have to work through all of it, but pag nandiyan na yan, tatakbo yan. Sa lawyering, it's different. Kasi every day, you have different problems that you have to face, you have to answer for. And ikaw mismo yung sasagot. Kasi no one else was supposed to can answer that, ako lang. So sabi ko, my point, in fairness, oo nga sabi ko, kung mas mahirap yung lawyering, for sure, I could do that. I could translate that with doing business.
But was there a point in time na you mentioned talaga dinidiscourage ka ng mother mo, and when you were going through the struggles, kahit with the support of your dad, may point ba na nagkaroon ba ng I told you so?
Marami. Pati guilt. I guess pati guilt. Kasi
Guilt from?
We were about to lose long-term clients Sobrang ang bigat nun for me. Kasi inalagaan nila yung clients na yun for decades. Tapos in a matter of months, nang ako yung nag-serve sa kanila, mawawala. So double burden yun for me.
Now, what kind of learnings were you able to get from your father who was supporting you and also your mother? And when you were younger, when you were seeing them doing this business, ano yung learnings then, and what are the new learnings that you are doing today?
I guess it would be having and maintaining that mindset of I will figure it out. Minsan kasi we get so caught up with the details. Hindi ko alam gawin to, hindi ko alam gawin yan. We get paralyzed with fear. We get so caught up with the details na ang tendency natin, we just stop because of that negative mindset. So if we work from the assumption na I will figure it out, mas nalalighten yung burden. I think yun yung natutunan ko then from them, and even until now, I'm still using that principle.
Nakatulong ba being a corporate lawyer, handling the corporate affairs of certain companies in building your business, yung foundation, nakatulong ba dyan? Yan ang background mo, being a corporate lawyer in starting this business?
Malaking tulong. Kasi during the time na I was employed as an in-house counsel, I was part of a flat organization. So after I was directly reporting to the president and CEO already. I also took part in meetings of the different business units, operations, sales, marketing, finance. Although superficial yung alam ko, yung natutunan ko at least, na-translate ko right now with where I am. And also, I was doing corporate governance. So yung processes, business processes, systems, and safeguards na ginamit namin before, I'm also applying now.
Let's talk about the business model of your business. Ano ba siya? Business to business, business to consumer? Do you have your own product brand? Or what's the process? Take us there.
Right now, we are concentrating on B2B model. We supply directly to wet markets, food distributors, and food service providers.
What's that like? Yung competition, lalo na sa area mo, and getting new clients and also trying to retain the old clients, building that relationship. As you said, tofu business is not it's a very hard business to do.
Market right now, the competition right now is quite tight. In Santa Maria, within 4 barangays lang, 4 na rin kaming lahat ng barangays, yes. Nag-ooperate kami na tokwahan doon. Ganon siya kadaming. But I guess marami rin kasing requirement na maybe some of them are not able to cater to. But yeah, it's quite tight.
Now, what kind of channel, you say sa wet markets, you do B2B. It's a very price-sensitive market. No? How do you retain the margins and also try to keep with competition na hindi kayo magkakaroon ng price war dyan?
As with all other manufacturing businesses, I think really it's a numbers game. The more product you deliver, the better for us margins-wise. So what we do is to retain that volume or to get that volume, we lean in on the quality of our product. So to work around that, we, as much as possible, we try to lower our other operating expenses. As a general rule, hindi namin tinatouch yung COGS, yung cost of goods namin, kasi we don't want the quality to suffer. As a general rule, hanggat maaari, because yun talaga yung panlaban namin, the quality of the product.
For those who don't know, ano ba yung process of making yung tokwa mismo?
Okay, well, we start with soaking. So that's around 3 to 5 hours, depending on the soybeans. Then you grind that. Sa grinding process, nasa-separate na yung milk from the pulp. So after na lulutuin natin yung milk, yung soy milk, ito na yan, yung soy milk. Tapos, lalagyan natin siya ng coagulant. Tapos, ipipress na siya para mabuo na siya into what we know as tokwa now.
Mahabang process yan.
Yes.
What kind of machinery or equipment did you have to build, and how expensive was it to build something like that to start this business?
Well, we start, siguro yung major na equipment that we're using now would be the boiler. That's what we use to cook our milk. Kasi very sensitive ang gatas eh. Hindi siya pwedeng open fire. So we use steam. If you're familiar with the concept of the steam milk frother in an espresso machine.
Yes.
Yeah, same concept. That's how we cook our milk. Then we also use yung separated na, kasi before, kapag grind mo yung soybeans, kasama pa yung milk and pulp. So ngayon, separated na siya.
So kailangan siya i-separate?
Yes.
Oh.
Ngayon, yes, kasi yung pulp din, binibili sa amin siya separately for feed extender.
Now, where do you source your tofu, your soybeans, yung mga raw materials mo to make the tofu?
We have a supplier, local supplier, but I think they import it also.
Okay. So, ano yan? Matagal ba yung process? What kind of struggles did you have to go through in sourcing the raw materials, and also, again, trying to source your first clients? Siyempre, napakabigat din yung capital na in-invest mo for this business.
In so many ways, the industry, the tofu manufacturing industry is still traditional. Lahat ng suppliers namin, even clients, we had to go to them personally, isa-isa. So, sinuyod namin ng Divisoria, Valenzuela, Pampanga, Batangas, Divisoria, para mahanap tong suppliers and clients namin.
Napakahirap talaga.
Manual pa.
During that time, hindi mo iisip, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah,
Sabi na nga ng
sobrang.
mom ko, headache to.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, Richelle, we still have much to discuss. Titingnan rin natin yung mga products mo later, but we'll just take a short break. Trade Talks, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Trade Talks. We continue our conversation with Richelle Lou Mahinay. She's the owner of Soy Joy Food Products. Now, Richelle, before we continue to discuss about your journey into this business, take us through what we have here, some of your products that are laid out here.
Okay. Okay, so
What like this? Ito yung
yung
first
yes, this is their tokwa. This is
Tokwa.
your Filipino version of our tokwa. This is firmer than your usual tokwa, than the version ng mga Korean, Japanese, and Chinese versions.
Like what makes it different?
It's firmer, harder. So this is best for frying, for grilling even. So ito yung quintessential tokwa na ginagamit natin.
Yung
Pati
mga
sa lugawan.
nakikita natin, mga pulutan na tokwat baboy,
Yes.
mga ganyan. Okay.
Yes.
So ito yung raw material na pinoprovide mo for sa wet market. So, ano to, frozen? Do you give it to them frozen or ganyan lang? And how long ba yung shelf life nito?
Room temperature, you just have to change the water every day. It lasts for 3 days.
3 days?
Yes, 3 days.
Ganito?
Yes.
Ano yan? You have to refrigerate?
If we refrigerate this would last 1 week. Actually, longer siya, but we do not suggest it anymore kasi nawawala na yung lasa talaga ng soybeans. Lasa and amoy ng soybeans. You can also freeze it. That would last for a month.
You sell it per block ganito?
No, we sell it per, if you're...
Bulk
malaki talaga.
order siya, but it comes like this.
Yes.
Like how much does this cost? Just to give an idea.
Price is 350. 3 pesos 50
3 pesos
cents.
isang ganito.
Yes.
And then how many do you churn out every day na tokwa?
Every day at a minimum, we produce 15,000 pieces.
15,000 and that gets sold
Yes.
right away. Ang dami. Now from this, eto.
Yes.
This is yung
Ito na yung-
fried.
Yes, this is fried tokwa.
Sige, taste natin ha. So when you say it's firmer,
Less water content.
less water content. Bakit? Kung more water content siya, yung lasa niya iba na.
Not really on the taste, but really on the texture. Kapag mas maraming tubig, mas malambot siya.
Ito kulang na lang yung yung soy sauce.
O nga, you forgot.
Taste natin what it tastes like raw, no? Oh, nga, medyo firmer nga siya, no? Pag mga
Chewier.
But yung mga ganito, diba, ito yung ginagamit nila for taho, But do you sell something like that or ganito lang talaga, pang tokwa lang?
Right now, nakakoncentrate kami on our core products, tokwa and toho.
But you don't create your own brand. Strictly business to business ang business model mo?
For tokwa, that's the plan. That we plan to continue on our B2B model for our tokwa and taho. But eventually, we would like to go into B2C, but under a different product.
So pag nakikita natin, say, bumibili tayo ng mga tokwa sa wet market at sa mga groceries, iyo pala yung mga iba dyan.
Sana.
Pero hindi malalaman kasi naka-white label siya. Oo. Now, what do we have here? What's this? Ito
Ito yung paborito ng bayan, tofu sisig.
Tofu sisig.
Yes.
Pag ayun nga, when I talk to entrepreneurs who go into business sa mga food like tofu, laging tinatanong are people now more health conscious? Ano ba yung health benefits that one can get eating tofu?
Well, for one, studies have shown na soy products actually help alleviate yung symptoms ng perimenopause and menopause because of its phytoestrogens. Ito yung kinatatakbutan ng most men actually. Sabi nila ito daw yung nagkakos ng man boobs. But actually no.
Ba't po kakain? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Sige. So, there's a lot of phytoestrogens.
Yes.
Good for women.
To alleviate yung symptoms of perimenopause and menopause.
For men, ano yung health benefits nito?
Well, it's good for the heart because
Okay.
it's rich in isoflavones. There's studies have shown na meron siyang potential protective effect on the heart. Kasi it helps lower yung wala siyang cholesterol for one. So, yun.
So those yung mga mahilig kumain ng sisig pero gusto nila healthy, this could be a good alternative.
Yes.
Ito yung mga pinoprovide ng mga dinidistribute mo ng tofu mo.
Yes. May mga may mga yung distributors namin, they actually have clients na nagki-cater to mga plant-based eaters, plant-based dieters, and mga vegans.
In the beginning, you said you had struggles when you started. It's a very high capital business. How long before you were able to get a return on investment from the business and see that we can go, this could be a viable business na talaga?
I think around our second year, when we entered our second year.
2 years?
Yes.
From 2 years, so how much was the initial capital that you had to put into this business?
More or less 2M, 2
2
to
million?
3. Yeah.
Was that to build a facility, to build everything na yan?
Everything, from the equipment to the renovation of the facilities. Kasi also we have live-in staff on the compound, so that includes the barracks.
Was this capital just you? Do you have investors or did you have help from your family, your mom, your dad who discouraged you in the beginning to actually do this? May initial investment support ba sa kanila?
The initial investment was solely mine. However, dahil nga dun sa mga changes na ginawa namin and during their first struggle, yung initial months namin, naubusan kami ng working capital. So,
when?
yeah.
How long after when you started the business did that happen?
Around mga katapusan ng first year namin.
First year, so you...
Kasi we had to transfer sites eh. So we had to renovate again. We had to source new suppliers, new people again. So parang naging doble yung gastos namin.
So what was going through your mind during that time? Naisip mo, should I go back and ask for help from my family? Or did you have to get new investors or dip into your savings?
For one, I had to swallow my pride and go back to my mother. Although initially she was discouraging me, nung nakita niya na I was decided to push through with it, naiintindihan naman niya where I was coming from. If we stop then, if we discontinue at that point, I just have to accept it's a loss. So nung nakita niyang decided ako, sabi niya, sige, tutulungan kita. I'll help you with the working capital again.
Did that come with some valuable advice?
Sabi lang niya sa akin is make sure na you're actually embracing this already. Kasi you're knee deep already eh. So, yun. Siguro nang nakita niya na seryoso na ako.
Now, you mentioned you have a partnership with the DOST. How has that helped your company modernize your operations? And how crucial is science and technology and government support in transforming what many see as a traditional industry?
Well, for the record, I think DOST is one of the more underrated government agencies. Para sa kagaya kong, I'm a technical person, but not that kind of technical person. With the advent of new technology na supposed to be helpful sa better production, better equipment, that's intimidating for me. Hindi ko siya alam, hindi ko siya naiintindihan. That's not my world. But knowing na may kagaya ng DOST na more than willing to help, it's less intimidating. And also for a small business owner like me na hindi naman mahaba ang PC ko, CDOST comes in, they either do it subsidized or free. Knowing na may ganong support, hindi ako nagdadalawang isip ngayon to do better or to get better help, to get better equipment for my site. Kasi merong tutulong sa akin.
Now, from the time you started the business and breaking even and turning a profit, was that a form of validation that you had? Because when you were being discouraged to do this, but then you're now successful after 2 years. How did that feel? And going back to your parents, ano yung sabi nila sa inyo, sa iyo in terms of that? Are they proud that you didn't quit and you started even with the discouragement that you had in the beginning?
It's definitely a validation. Getting to where I am right now. For the record, I think I still have so much more to learn. I still have a long way to go. But getting where I am right now, masarap sa pakiramdam knowing na kaya ko pala at this point in my life to reinvent myself because it's a completely 180-degree pivot for me. And at that point, my parents, ang sabi sa akin lang ng nanay ko is just to manage the stress. Kasi she saw, or at least she's seeing na dahil nga mas hands-on ako right now, and sa sobrang daming moving parts ng manufacturing business, I have to manage yung stress lang.
And finally, what's next for Soy Joy? What is the dream? What keeps you going? Anything new that you're going to put out there instead of hindi lang tofu?
Yeah, hopefully during the next few months, we'll be able to release already our own version of chilled soy milk. Yes, which we are developing in coordination with the OST ITDI Food Processing Division.
But it's not yet out in the market.
Not yet. This one we will be releasing under our own brand. So we are also, under this brand, we're also exploring the B2C model. And hopefully, as we grow, manifest ko na we're going to grow, we are able to maintain the quality of our products.
So from B2B, you also want to go straight direct to the consumer?
Eventually, yes.
All right. Anyway, Richelle, thank you for joining us and sharing us your journey, your struggles, your successes, and hopefully, and the advice that you give to those entrepreneurs and the inspiration not to give up. Even with discouragement, of course, if it's your passion, you continue. Thank you, Richelle, for joining us.
Thank you.
And that's the show today. Catch us again on Trade Talks My Milyonaryo for inspiring stories like these of entrepreneurs and innovators and their secrets to their success. I'm Robert Tan. Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.